Last night's game between the Oilers and the Sharks was a fun game, but a wild one, and one that wasn't exactly great for the officiating crew. See, we saw a record-setting four successful coaches' challenges, and whatever this was. We've got quite a bit to cover here today, so I'll try to make it quick, but I'll start off with that Reimer no call. Nearing the midway point of the game and tied at 2 apiece, the Oilers, with some great passing, Bouchard shot pass down to Nugent-Hopkins, appears to have Reimer beat, but he gets tackled? Unable to finish it off, as even McDavid's like, what the hell was that? Upon closer inspection, sure enough, this is a pretty blatant penalty in my opinion. It actually reminds me of Tim Thomas back in 2011 when he drilled Sedin, but the difference there being that he knocks Sedin off the puck in an aggressive but pretty clean way if you ask me. Here, Reimer clearly reaches around and holds him. Now either way, this is probably a smart play by Reimer, even if this is a penalty, as this is about as sure of a goal as you're going to have, but with the official right there, I don't know how this isn't called. And I saw some people saying this should be interference, which because he had the puck, I don't think it technically is, but this is holding, right? This is straight out of the NFL. Nugent-Hopkins doesn't get it, and yeah, just a bad missed call here. It was 2-2 at this point, and that for me does not tell the whole story, so let's see how we got here. Barely a minute into the game, the Sharks into the Oilers' end, over to Hurdle, and they stun the Oilers early, but not so quick. The Oilers challenged what would be their first of the night, and sure enough, Barabanov was deemed to not have possession and therefore was offside. So just 5 minutes later, and the two try it the other way. Hurdle puts one on net, and Barabanov this time finds the rebound, as this was a good goal. The Oilers answered right back though only about a minute later, as Reimer can't stop the dump in. Janmark to Fogle, over to Bukestad, and we're tied up at 1 apiece. Then the Oilers on the power play, McDavid centers it, it gets deflected twice, and the puck finds its way in off of Zach Hyman, and while called the goal on the ice, this time it's Quinn from the Sharks with the challenge, and you guessed it, this one was coming right back for goalie interference. So after a wacky first, we head over to the second, and just 30 seconds in, Ekholm puts one on net, gets deflected, McDavid goes around, and with a down-and-out Reimer, Yamamoto is able to finish it off to take the lead. Then 5 minutes later, the Oilers turning it over, Karlsson waiting for his man, centers it, and Johnson scores for his first of the year. Or does he? For the third time in the game and the second time of the night for the Oilers, they challenge this one for goalie interference, and this time Couture in the blue paint gets dinged on probably a bit of a soft one here, but nonetheless it got taken back. So trying again, Benning from his own end with a great stretch pass left by Agazino, sets up Lawrence with a breakaway, he shoots and bats home his own rebound for a beauty of a goal to tie this one back up, and no coach's challenge on this one. From here we saw Karlsson and Ekholm basically take over the game, as the two would trade goals back and forth, with the first coming from Karlsson, Ekholm on the other end from Draisaitl, a nice move, puts on a backhander, and he scores to square it up again. But again, back and forth, Barabanov with a great feed over to Karlsson, and he scores his second of the night in what wound up being the last of the period. So we head to the third. The Sharks break out with Karlsson leading it 3-on-1 over to Gregor, and we've got a 5-3 hockey game. But for a fourth time in the game, we have a coach's challenge, and for the fourth time in the game, the goal got overturned. This one for offside in what was a terrible break for the Sharks. So naturally, with just under 4 to go, the Oilers cycle it. Ekholm comes down and hammers one past Reimer, glove side, to square this game up once again, as he scores his second of the night, as yeah, him and Karlsson just really took it over. Then with under a minute to go in the third, the Oilers on the power play, McDavid shoots, save, Hyman shuffles to Draisaitl, and he is stopped with an incredible save from Reimer, as this one had game-winning goal written all over it, but this game was going to need overtime, where the Oilers had a couple of golden opportunities getting shut down by Reimer, and then with just 20 seconds to go, Yamamoto gets it up to Nurse along the boards, game on his stick, and he scores to win it. Interestingly enough, Nurse now sets an Oilers record for his 4th overtime goal, the most by an Oilers defenseman. But yeah, the Oilers take this one, winning their 4th in a row and their 8th in their last 10, as they're on a heater. And the Sharks, they lose their 7th in a row, having now lost 9 out of their last 10. Yeah, that's it for this one. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.